You are listening to I Hate Average podcast featuring Jay from the Bronx.
What's going on? It's I Hate Average Podcast. It's your boy Jay. Thank you guys for checking us out this week. Last week, no episode. I recorded an interview, but it didn't sound too great, so I didn't want to just put out anything, so I kind of nixed it, and I'm going to try to get that guest back at another time. But thank you guys for your continued support. Please keep going on iTunes and reviewing. Keep emailing me your thoughts. show@averagej.com. Just let me know if you like it, if you don't like it, what you don't like about it, who should be on the show, all of that good stuff. Anyway, this week we have a great guest. Really excited about this one. Passport Cutty. She has a new book out. The M in Man is for Money. Seems like it's going to be a good book. I didn't get it as of yet, but it's on the way. She discusses her life, some of the ups and the downs, and she kind of gives women some dating advice and all of that good stuff. So definitely check out this interview. It was a lot of fun. Very, 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 very honest, and that's what I really appreciated about this interview. She's very, very honest and very, very open about her life, which was a lot of fun. Sometimes people want to, just kind of gear towards the most positive things in their life, but someone who's open and honest about some of the negative things in their life is also a lot of fun because you can learn from it. So check out my interview with Passport. All right, everyone, I have here with me a very special guest. I have Miss Passport Cutty. How are you, Cutty?
I'm good. I'm happy to be on this show this evening.
Thank you so much for your time. So
You're
I don't
welcome.
know what title to give you. I don't want to call you a social media
Well, I'm an
influencer.
author now.
You're right. You're right. So I give you that.
So I can just be an author.
Yeah.
And that's actually the what you just said about I don't know what title to give you. It was one of my biggest motivations that made me write the book because I was tired of that like limbo, title where it's like, oh, well, she does videos on Snap or she tweets funny or, she says some crazy things or whatever. It was like there was nothing concrete. That was my own vehicle. So that was
Definitely.
definitely the force in me being like, no, you need something that you're known for and to be proud of because if any of these social media outlets just kind of dissolve or it all gets shut down or whatever the
Yeah,
case
you
is,
stuck.
then yeah, then you're just like a memory, like, oh, she used to tweet good.
That's true.
So
Definitely. So
yeah, so
I
now I'm an
see.
author.
Definitely. So you have the author Passport Cutty. The book is Emma's the M in Man for is for money.
Yes, the M and Man is for money.
Okay. So
What do you think about that?
I mean, I haven't read the book yet, but
No, but what do you
it's
think about that idea
uh, I don't know.
as a man?
I think it's true. I guess cause
Like if
man,
you see it lying around your living room, you come home one day and your wife got that book laying on the table. You pass by and you look down. What are your first thoughts? Like,
I was like, wait a minute, should I hide my checkbook? What's going on? But I understand it. I guess historically men have been seen as a source of maybe security, financial
yeah,
security. So I could
yeah,
understand it, but I don't know. It's a
mhm,
tough subject. So,
yeah.
but besides, you said you wanted to get the book because you wanted something concrete, and you give a lot of details about your life. So, what made you become so open about letting people in on your experiences?
Well, one of the hardest things for me over the last couple of years is going through so much and feeling like, why isn't anybody talking about this? Like, is it only me? Am I the only one going through it? Or, you know, what is anybody else going through it? Why is it such a secret. You know, I'm talking about the
Sure.
good, the bad. It just seems like every single thing, nobody wants to be vulnerable and actually put out there something that they had to learn the hard way, or a
Okay.
mistake that they made, or a bad decision that they made. And every time I did it, every time I spoke about anything that was, and I don't want to say negative, but just something that was real that I had gone through.
Difficult.
It could be the
Yeah.
biggest or small, yeah, difficult. I've noticed that that's when people, you know, relate. There's dialogue about it. People are sharing their experiences. That's how you know, build intimacy with people, sharing your experiences and your memories and the lessons that you've learned, or the, you know, the things, the consequences that you had to face from certain decisions. And um it was actually so hard and painful for me throughout the last, you know, let's say 10 years,
Okay.
that I was like, come on now. You know, I rather somebody had told me or given me even some sort of advice. There was nobody that actually said, you know, oh, it may look like this, but it's not really like that.
Yeah.
Or things may seem like this, but there's a downside to that also, you know. And I never got that type of advice or anything from anybody. So
Of
I
course.
always wanted, thank you. So I always wanted to tell my story so that other people, I tell myself that sometimes I do consider myself the person that learns from another person getting burned. So if I see that somebody else got burned a certain way, I'm going to learn from their experiences. Now, every single thing, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes you still think that you may be the exception or this or that, but I rather it be said and then you don't, you know, take
Yeah.
the advice or take heed than nobody ever say it. So that's kind of what my motivation to being so transparent has been, because I just think that if a lot of people, you know, we all say, especially at when you get a little older, you're like, damn, if I knew now, I mean,
Yeah.
if I knew then what I knew now, you
Yeah.
know. So
Of
I
course.
just I feel like you can't help everybody. Like everybody's not gonna take everything that you say, but some people will. You can't help everybody, but if you just help a few people along the way, and then those people will help a few people along the way, and then those people will help a few people along the way. It's like you can't, so you know, you can't
Yeah.
heal the world, but
Right.
you
But
can
you could try.
try.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So,
So,
it, especially the subjects that you touch on is difficult because I think you have like your own niche. It's other people, you know, that are on social media. They post a lot, but you
hmm
speak very in depth about your relationships. So, how did
yeah.
you do guys that you've been in relationships with? Do they, you know, do they let you know like, you know, don't talk about me or or leave this alone?
Um. Well. Um. The relationship aspect has been very hard for me in a different way. It has been more difficult for me in them not distinguishing the difference between, well, my real name is Alex, so
Oh,
Alex and Passport Cutty.
okay.
So they'll look at something online and they'll say, wow, like it would just be something that they're frowning upon, and they're like, why are you talking like that? Or why are you portraying that? Or why are you, you know, saying these things? And that causes a lot of problems, because then they don't know who it is that they're really dealing with.
Yeah.
They get so lost in the Passport Cutting persona, like they don't even it's horrible for me.
Yeah. They
But as
can't put
far as
their guard
talking,
down, kind of.
right, like, yeah, exactly. They, because they don't know if I'm genuine or not. They don't know if I'm really only with them for money. They don't know if I'm a man eater and gonna just, you know, use them and toss them. And they don't know if I'm gonna be cheating. They don't know if I'm gonna be lying, sneaking. Like they don't know, because of the things that I've talked about publicly that I've done in the past or anything like that. But as far as talking about them and stuff, that's the easiest of it all because, like a guy, most of the guys that I've ever been with since I got on the internet, they don't mind that. They're more like,
Really?
oh, you owe me some money because all your topics come from me. Like they're more joking about it than anything. And as far as our business is concerned, sometimes, because back in years ago, I used to be wild, and I used to put a lot of information on the internet as far as drama, baby mama drama, this,
Yeah.
that, whatever. But I don't do that anymore because I just got a lot older, and I just, really filtered that stuff out of my life, and I'm not on that type of time. So
Yeah.
now, if I say anything, it's not much of a it's not much of a big deal. But in the past, yeah, it caused problems.
Okay. So, all right, now the money aspect, the Passport Cutty persona. How did it get
Mhm.
started? Because I think maybe about 3 years ago, I think when I first heard your name, I seen like some of your tweets, and you was talking
Mhm.
about I guess some of your relationship things, and you was giving women advice on, how to find out if a man really got money and things like that. So,
Uh
how did you like first get started and say, you know what, I got this guy. I don't want to say you got him, but this guy got me.
Mhm.
I got some money from this guy. Let me share, with women how I
Mhm.
did it. Like, when did that first start?
No, it's separate because I started getting money from guys at 21.
Okay.
I talk about that in the book. Before I before I even got a guy to give me any money, I was buying my boyfriends everything. So it wasn't like always innate in me to, you know, be gold digging or expecting things from guys or anything like that. It wasn't like that. I was the sugar mama for a
Oh,
little
really?
while. And then 2021 came and then I ran into this guy who showed me something different. He was much older than me, but
Okay.
he showed me something totally different from what I was used to by paying, sending me money to come see him, just giving me money to go into a store and get a jacket. And I had never experienced that before. So
Okay.
I had already been I don't want to say turned out, but my lifestyle was already starting to change from 21. I didn't get on Twitter till about 24, but I had already been knee deep in,
Being
meeting
spoiled, I
guys and
guess.
like scouting out guys with money and this and that.
Okay.
Around 24 years old, I was watching um um I was watching Chris Rock stand up, and Chris Rock says that men can't go back sexually and backwards sexually, and women can't go backwards in lifestyle. So he
Wow,
says that
that's
if you
true.
do anything, he says if you do anything new with a man in bed, he always wants you to do that thing. He like, oh, what's that? Do that little trick you did last week, girl. Like whatever. But and then if you uh, if you introduce a woman to a new type of lifestyle, then she don't want to go backwards. So if you come home and you say you lost your job, she like, okay, well we could get rid of some of the stuff, and it's like, yeah, that stuff is you.
Yeah, yeah.
And he says the first time he took a girl on vacation, after that, she want everybody to take her on vacation. And I said, you know what? That is me. Because as soon as a guy started doing stuff for me, it was like I did not want to go backwards. So
Wow.
I started, making sure that each guy I dealt with had something that I wanted in some sort of way. So
Yeah.
that was the birth of Passport Cutty because I had already started, getting money from guys and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, he is so right. And
Wow.
because in the stand up, he says, yeah, she lets guys know from there on out that she got passport pussy. And
Oh, so you,
after that, I said, yeah, well, I can't use pussy, so let me just say Cutty. So I was
wow.
like, okay, I'm Passport Cutty. And it kind of took off from there. So when I got on Twitter, I wasn't initially Passport Cutty. I had like some other stupid name that I had from like sixth grade, my email or something.
Yeah.
And then when I had heard that, I changed my name, and it was catchy,
Yeah,
and
it's very
people were,
clever.
wondering, yeah, people were wondering what it was and who this was, and I'm saying whatever the hell I want, but then you get online and then you have so many different stories here, there, everywhere. And I'm just sharing my experience, and every single guy in the world you're not going to be able to get money out of, and every single guy I've met was not throwing money at me. It's all about what Passport Cutty would say is more about identifying what type of guy he is, and if you do want to proceed with him. Like I could meet a guy within meet a random guy at the bar, and within the first hour and a half or hour or 30 minutes of talking to him, I can tell if he's going to be an easy fish or a hard fish. Like
Right.
if I'm going to have to do a lot of work or it's going to come easy because
So how about before the date though? Before the date, I know. How do you know before you find out if he's gonna be able to give you money? Period. How do you know if the guy has money? How back in those days? How did you first find
well, you
out?
don't. Oh, what? Oh, back in the day before before like the internet and stuff like
And
that.
then how did you?
Um, it was it was it's not as hard to identify as you think because you meet a guy and depending on what he's doing, what he's offering, where y'all going, what he's suggesting. If you meet a guy and he has, like, I'm going to use an example. You meet a guy in the club, and then you guys start talking, and then he's like, "Oh, well, when I'm gonna see you again?" And then you say, "Okay, where you want to go?" And he's like, "All right, well, let's go to Ruth's Chris for dinner." You kind of know that
So your antennas
he,
go up.
yeah, like you kind of know that he is into quality, food and restaurants, and he's more mature, this and that, versus somebody who's like, well, we could go to Applebee's or something like that. Now, granted, it's
So at
case
that
specific because
back then, old Cuddy, what was your reaction to that when the guy says, "Oh, well, we can go to Applebee's"? What was your reaction back then?
I haven't really. I don't want to. If I had a reaction, I just immediately cut them off, and they just never really passed first base.
Okay.
Like if I got any sort of vibe, that this person wasn't on my level, and not meaning above him, that not being on my level doesn't mean I'm above you. We're just not on the same level. However, whatever level that is,
Yeah.
I don't want to eat there. He likes to eat there, or
Yeah.
like whatever.
It makes sense. Yeah.
So I would just probably ignore him. Just stop texting him back.
But then, okay, so what about the other aspect where, I mean, of course, you've been around guys with money, rich guys. What about a guy that you know for a fact this guy got money, but he still wants to go to Applebee's? And you know he's rich,
At
though.
that
You
point,
know for a fact he's rich.
see, the thing is that over time you become very confident, and if you aren't seasoned, then this is where you learn things from other people like me that you'll just say, I really don't like Applebee's. See, because some women, they will let the man control the situation because he has the money. And they'll just do whatever he wants, go wherever he wants, or just go with the flow because they want to be chosen at the end of the day. For me, I don't know if I'm going to be chosen. So if this is our only date, it's not going to be at Applebee's, honey. So it's like, and I'm just using this as an example. But
That makes sense.
if he would say, let's go to Applebee's, I'll be like, Applebee's? What do you like at Applebee's? You don't want to go to like, and if I see that, depending on what his response is, he could say, "Oh, I know the bartender over there. She make good drinks," or he could say, "Oh, I like their little buffalo boneless chicken." I'll be like, "Well, they got way better buffalo boneless chicken over here." And I'll make the suggestion, and if he doesn't bite, then it's like,
it's
it
not.
depends.
It's not worth
If
it.
I like him, right? It depends. If you like him, you will go with him and see if this bartender gets you some good drinks, makes you some good drinks. But then you gonna get drunk and you might end up back at his house and you done just had sex with him for Applebee's.
That's
or
true.
you could turn around and go with him and he's like, and maybe it could mean something to him, like that you weren't so stuck up or this or that. Like, you gotta really decide whether you like this person or not. If you don't like this person, it don't make no sense to go to Applebee's.
Yeah. So how would you avoid this? Because in my past life, before I was married, way back in the day,
you like long time ago, honey.
but when I was in the dating world, and let's say if I knew a woman, she kind of was interested in my money, I would kind of fake it and get what I wanted, and then move on. How did you avoid that game? For women say, all right, she want to go to roof.
Sometimes you can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't avoid it. And that's that's a fact. That's the truth. The way you avoid it is that you don't give a guy anything until he has proven to be able to uphold this facade or whatever that he's trying to act like he's, accustomed to. Now,
but I'm sure I'm sure you have gotten got before, though. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've gotten got by some really cute guys. Oh my God. Because when you see, there's a difference, and I talk about this in the book also. When you run into a guy that's dope for whatever reason to you, whether he's cute, he tall, he dresses nice, he got a nice car, whatever you are enticed by, that blinds you a little bit. That clouds your judgment a little bit because now you just want what you want. So now, and it's probably physical or sexual, whatever. And then after that, when the dust settles, you're like, oh snap, he don't really got much else. he don't, or he'll, guys are very good. They have a good talk game. So you'll meet a girl, you'll be, and sometimes even alcohol is a factor. Like you'll be out, he'll be drunk, you be drunk, y'all get up and things happen, and then afterwards, it's like they never make it on a date because they automatically have sex, and then let's say it was really good. And then they go to have sex again, and then they go to have sex again. They could even be
caught in a relationship and he don't got nothing.
Right. It's like you could even be spending time with him a lot, and because you like him, and because the sex is good, and because it's just something to do, and then that's when eventually you're like, why you don't gonna take me out? And he's like, oh, you One of these
they
days,
say you want to go to Applebee's. You want
to hope that you want to hope that he's really going to take you out.
Yeah.
Because some people, by the time they realize, they just toss them. Yeah. And that's the sad part. Mm-hmm.
So one of the things about your content, which I like, you talk about a lot about relationships. You talk about men. You even talk about how to get money from men, but you never like bash men. I never hear you talk bad about men.
I do.
You do?
Well, it depends.
It's a lot of women who like say, really talk very, very down on men. I think you talk. I think you talk about men's capabilities, but I'll never hear you talk really about like, anti-man.
Right. Yeah. No. 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 I'm not like that. I'm not, because I really want them to get their shit together. I really want them to, you know, really grab themselves by the bootstraps and stand up tall so that they could be there for us and be our counterparts and be in relationships with us and be equal with us. And not to say that all women got their shit together, because that's not true. But the thing is that there's a lot of insecurity, and not, I don't want to say, there's insecurity in both parties. There's insecurity in guys and women, but it seems like we, it seems like women kind of put it to the side and just push through sometimes a little bit. I don't want to say more, let's say maybe faster than guys. Now, maybe it could be because they have children. Maybe it could be because, you know, it's like, okay, if I don't do this for myself, then who else is going to do it? Or we got less opportunity to do certain things that men can do faster for more money. You know, like, and this is a bad example. I don't really want to use this example, but let's just say for a drug dealer.
Okay.
A drug dealer can go out there and make a whole heap of money as a man out of, you know, like out of nowhere. It's very rare that you find a girl being a drug dealer.
Yeah, of course,
you know?
man.
So it's kind of like, and I'm just using that as an example. That's a bad example to use because it's something illegal. But
Yeah, I know the concept. Just
yeah,
fast money. Just a man can just get his
yeah,
hands on
like
money
fast
quicker.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, nah, well, we gotta set ourselves up because we don't have those type of opportunities. It's not like, and it's not like it's just black men or Spanish men. There's plenty of people in every single race and ethnicity that's doing something wrong to make big money, you
True.
know.
True.
But it's just that, and it just seems like guys have that advantage. So with that being said, the risk is sometimes so big because of quote unquote reward. But for women, I don't, I try not to bash men because I really want them to be eligible bachelors for us.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, I do bash men. Don't get me wrong. I'll be like, they're full of shit. They're always lying. They think we're stupid. They always doing stupid stuff. You know, as far as relationship wise, but I don't want to see them fail.
Yeah.
I really don't. I really want men. You know, these guys. If a guy DMs me with his problems, I'm gonna give him the same sound advice that I would give a woman. If he DMs me telling me, oh, my baby mother is playing with my child, she's not letting me see her, you know, she's this, she's that, whatever, and I'll turn around and say something like, go to the court and get your child, boy, you know,
Yeah.
and he'll be like, but, and I'm like, see, that's because you got other shit going on that now she
Playing
got
games.
you by the balls. Right. Like, meaning, like, I've had somebody DM me telling me that, you know, he wants to go that route, but he got a warrant. And I'm like, why do you have a warrant? And he's like, for some tickets I didn't pay. I'm like, see, get your shit together. Because she know you're not going to go that route because now you running from this. But you need to have yourself solid so that nobody can hang nothing over your head. I don't want guys to be able to be manipulated and used by girls if they're trying to be serious.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very vocal about the fact that when I talk about the game plan, it's when I talk about the goal thing and this or that, all of that stuff, it's for people who are not serious.
Okay.
Like, people, there's plenty of guys who are like, oh, I'm not looking for anything serious. I just want to have sex, or I'm just chilling right now. Like, they don't say I just want to have sex, but they tell you they're not looking for anything serious, so you kind of know that
be between the lines. Yeah,
they'll take the sex, but you're not my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know?
So guys like that, you don't mind, getting
No.
him paying for your trip or nothing like that. You don't mind.
Right. Nope. Because because whichever way we want to slice it,
Yeah,
they're gonna ask for what they want,
that's true.
directly or indirectly. Guys
Right.
are going to ask for what they want, and they're not gonna wait too long. And when they do wait too long, now I know guys personally who have told me out of their own mouth, she made me wait too long. Now I'm fucking her, and that's it.
Yeah. No,
Like
that's true.
after he get it, then it's like, now I don't even want you no more. You was playing all these fucking games.
Yeah. So what if what about? I'm sure this happened. Maybe not, but what if a guy who you thought wasn't taking you that serious, but then he find out he's like badly in love with you. So do you feel bad, that you took the trips and you took things from him?
Um, uh, um, I don't think I've had a situation where somebody was madly in love with me and I wasn't madly in love with them.
Okay.
I don't let it get to that. Now,
Okay.
I had people who liked me,
Yeah.
a lot, and was kind of disappointed that I've drifted off or stopped dealing with them for even money being a factor.
Yeah.
But when I'm out, I'm out. Like
That
there's
makes sense.
no change in my mind, and
But that's with
it
most women. Even though they don't physically leave, but they mentally check out or emotionally check out. So
yeah, yeah, that's true.
yeah.
But yeah, I never had nobody that loved me so much and I didn't love them back. Like
Mm,
most of the time, if they got to that point where they were loving me, I was loving them also.
okay. But if it did happen, would you're not in that lifestyle now, but if that would have happened, would you have felt kind of bad
Oh,
about it?
guilty?
Yeah.
um, what? Like if I took all this stuff and then just kind of
And he said,
said fuck.
will
Well,
will you
let's
marry me out
well
the blue? Will you
instead.
marry me?
Oh, oh, I'll
and
marry
you
me.
and you was just
I would say no.
and you was just in it for the trips and in it for the roof, Chris, and
Oh yeah, no, I would say no. I wouldn't get married for that. But I definitely have been in situations where I've taken a lot from guys and known what they wanted and didn't
mm,
give it to them, and then things went sour and they were mad. And
and no guilt.
I can't remember. I was gonna say I can't remember if I felt guilty. I think I felt more relieved, like, oh, well, at least I didn't have sex with him. I remember, I remember this one guy in particular. I was, I hadn't met him. We went out a couple of times. He gave me money for various things here and there. He gave me money like 3 times in probably like 3 weeks, and we hadn't had sex. So then he started hinting of cars,
Yeah.
and by that Friday, like he had met me at the hair salon to pay for my hair, and then he was like, you want to go to the movies? I was like, sure, let's go to the movies. So then he was like, I'm about to go get a room at that hotel across the street, and I was like, he's like, that new hotel across the street. I was like, for what? And he was like, cause I just want to stay there. It's nice. It looked like it's nice or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that don't make no sense. You live. I was like, you live here. Meaning like you
Uh,
live in the city. I don't
yeah.
understand why you want to sleep in a hotel. And he was like, I ain't gonna sleep there as long as I want to sleep there with you. And I was like, no, I'm not going there with you. And he was like,
I'm sure that.
what? Why not? Right. So he was like, why not? I said, because I'm not ready to spend the night with you. And he was like, so when? And I was like, I mean, I'm going to spend the night with you, but not tonight. And he was like, so when? And I was like, oh, maybe Sunday. So I just said that. I just like, okay, Sunday, whatever. Buy myself 2 more days. So 2 more days passed by, and Sunday came and went, of course. And I was not about to go, deliver myself to him like, I know I told you I was gonna fuck you on Sunday here.
Yeah.
Like it just, I just wasn't in it. It just wasn't like that. So Sunday came and went, and by Monday, his whole vibe had changed. He had an attitude. He was mad, silent on the phone, this, that, whatever. So I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he wound up saying to me, when I first met you, you told me that you can't stand people who don't keep their word, this, that, whatever. Mind
Wow.
you, I did everything that you asked me to do. I kept my word about, you know, anything that I told you I was going to do. But you didn't keep your word about what you said. I'm like, you mad because I ain't give you no pussy yesterday? Like, what? So,
uh,
and then after that, I was like, oh well. And I just stopped talking to him. And we just never spoke again.
and of course, he hates you probably to this day.
I don't know, because we were very new. Like I literally had just met him,
Yeah.
so we didn't know mutual people. We weren't following each other online, anything like that. So it was very easy for me to just be like, "Oh, okay, thanks for the stuff."
So, do you have how would like your female followers and fans? Do you have any negative feedback from them, or is it all mostly positive and they just want information from
No,
you?
there's plenty of girls who don't agree with me. Plenty. There's plenty of girls who don't like me. There's plenty of girls who don't want to give me a chance from what I used to be like to what I am now, which I don't even necessarily want to say that I 100% changed, because I like having a little raunchiness to me. I like being a little vulgar. I
Yeah,
like being a little raw and explicit,
yeah,
but I'm just not as immature as I used to be. Some of my views have changed. Like I used to talk about being with a married man um, for years a long time ago. And now my views have totally changed on it. When I was in the situation, it was like, I'm not married. I didn't make no vows. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And then now it's like, but why are we aiding people in breaking them?
that's true.
Why are we? And I, I had to learn from so many things. Like at this point in my life, I just am trying to get people to understand that it may not be your fault or your problem, but you don't have to participate. You don't have to contribute to anybody else's pain or hurt. Imagine if everybody had the same morals and values, then
True.
guess what? You wouldn't even be able to get cheated on. She wouldn't be able to get cheated on. Whatever the case is, he wouldn't be able to get cheated on, because women cheat too. So it's
Yeah.
like if we just was responsible for ourselves and said to ourselves, I would not want to be treated like this, so I am not going to do it to somebody else, whether I know her or not.
Yeah.
And, in the end, what is for me will be for me when it's mine, in the future.
That's true.
And, or if somebody decides, like, oh, even if somebody's whispering sweet nothings in your ear, like, oh, I love you, I want to be with you, da da da.
Yeah.
I'm just in the situation. It's like at that point is when you gotta say, all right, well, prove it. Like prove it,
That's true.
because me making it easy for you by staying comfortable in this situation,
Yeah.
and it's just messy as hell.
Yeah.
We
Nothing's gonna
just
change. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's true.
But
It's
a lot of women, a lot of female, a lot of a lot of girls don't like me. A lot. And it's okay. Like I said, some people are one dimensional. They don't think that people can change or evolve. The people who won't give me a chance again probably haven't changed themselves. Because anybody on this earth who has experienced changing themselves would say, you know what? I know I ain't the same person from 21. I
of
know I'm not
course.
the same person from 24. So, if I see a tweet or I see something that she's trying to do now, and I didn't like what she was saying 6 years ago, she could be different this time.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
some people will say, sorry, I feel like I'm getting a cold again.
No
Some
problem.
people will say, um, now she been doing that ratchet shit for 6 years or something like that. You didn't even
Yeah.
give me a chance,
Yeah.
you know. And it's fine. It's fine because as you lose people, you're still gonna gain people,
Of course.
you know. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, definitely. And how about the men? How are men inquisitive, or do you get a lot of hate from men?
I've been noticing that guys, they just watch.
Okay.
There's some guys, very, very, very few guys are vocal and hang out with us and, you know, in the midst of my Snapchats and my lives and my tweets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do see them sprinkled in there. Guys will support me. If I put out anything, they'll buy like a whole bunch of tickets or books or something like that, and
That's
they'll,
cool.
you know, be like, "Oh, raffle it off for me." You know, I just wanted to support you, da da da. And people I don't even know, you know, and for the most part, you know, guys are a little nervous
Because you
they're
give away
like,
a lot of secrets. You give away a lot of secrets. So.
right. They're a little nervous, but they don't. On Twitter, more than ever, they say negative things, but that's died down a lot. That's died down a whole lot. It used to be way worse back in the day, but now I don't even think that they're paying attention.
That's a good thing. Less hate is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Cutty, I don't want to keep you all night. I really, really, really appreciate your time. Can you just let people know how they can reach out to you and how they could get the book?
Well, the book is on my website at shop.passportcutty.com. My website is up, passportcutty.com. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at passport_cutty. Passport_cutty. And I'm on Snapchat at passportcutty1. Yes, I have like everything except I have Facebook, but I don't really use it like that because Facebook is for grandmas. No, I'm joking. I got off of Facebook when my friend's mom requested me. I was like,
it's time to go.
Yeah. But the book is doing so well. The responses are really, really good. If you go on Amazon and look at the reviews, you'll be like, oh, wow. Yeah, so Amazon, iTunes, and look for the ebook. And the print copy is, like I said, on my website.
All right. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. No problem.
All right, there you have it. That's my interview with Passport Cutty. I told you it was a lot of fun, a very honest conversation. Guys, I need you to go out and cop her book. The Man is for money. Fellas, get it for the ladies in your life. Ladies, get it for yourselves. Whether you agree or disagree with her on some topics, it's something. It's a learning tool. I think just to give a different perspective on things. So definitely go out and support her. The Man is for money. You could reach out to her directly as she gave the information. Also, you can reach out to me on all social media. I Hate Average Podcast on Instagram. I Hate Average JAY on Twitter. And just reach out. You can email me show@averagej.com. Once again, show@averagej.com. Also, you can go to averagej.com and see some of the stuff that I'm writing. And you can listen to the podcast episodes also. That's about it. Thank you guys for your continued support. Wow, I can't believe it's almost a year that I had this idea. And, I just followed through it and started reaching out to people and seeing if they'll have a conversation with me. And they've been doing it. And it's been a lot of fun. I've been having some cool feedback. And the concept was to just talk to people who don't take the average path in life, who don't just go, all right, I'll do 4 years of college and get a cubicle. People who just decide to just take different paths in life. I just wanted to have a conversation with them. And it's been a lot of fun this past year. I've been having this conversation with various people. And you guys been checking us out. And And I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I really, really, really appreciate all of the feedback. Please keep reaching out. Keep letting me know what you like about it, what you don't like about it, how I can make it better. Also, all music artists, please email me show@averagej.com. Once again, all music artists, email me show at averagejay.com. You know, you can send me your music and we could try to put it on the show. I want to have like a different segment so I could just, pay it forward and expose some new music to people. So anyway, thank you guys for checking us out this week. I'll talk to you next week.